Have you ever noticed that some people disappear from your life but never really leave your mind? Years can pass. Your life changes. You meet new people. You create new memories. Yet somehow, one person keeps showing up in your thoughts. Maybe it was someone you loved. Maybe it was someone who rejected you. Maybe it was someone you never even got the chance to know that well. What's strange is that other people came and went, but this person stayed. So why do certain people seem impossible to forget? Most people assume it's because that person was special. And sometimes that's true, but that isn't always the real reason. In fact, some of the people who stay in your mind the longest aren't the ones who gave you the most. They're the ones who left you with something unresolved. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how your mind keeps returning to things that never had a clear ending? A conversation you wish had gone differently, feelings you never expressed, questions that never got answered. The brain struggles with unfinished stories. But here's the strange part. It's often not the person you're attached to. It's the version of the story your mind never finished. That's why someone you only knew for a few months can stay in your thoughts longer than someone who was part of your life for years. The emotional impact isn't always connected to the amount of time. It's connected to what was left unresolved, and that creates a powerful illusion. Your brain starts treating the person as if they're the missing piece, as if understanding them, hearing from them, or seeing them again would finally bring closure. But many times, what you're actually searching for isn't the person. It's the feeling you never got to resolve. Maybe it was rejection. Maybe it was regret. Maybe it was hope. Maybe it was the future you imagined but never got to experience. And that's where things become even more interesting. Because the longer someone stays in your mind, the easier it becomes to remember them differently than they really were. You stop remembering only the person. You start remembering your emotions, your expectations, and the meaning you attach to them. Over time, your brain can turn a real person into a symbol of what you lost, a symbol of what you wanted, a symbol of who you were during that period of your life. That's why certain people suddenly come back into your mind years later. Sometimes it's not because you miss them. It's because something in your current life reminds you of the emotion connected to them. A song, a place, a conversation, a feeling. The trigger seems random, but your brain is following an emotional connection that was never fully processed. And here's the realization most people never have. The reason you still think about someone doesn't necessarily measure how important they are today. Sometimes it measures how important they were to a version of you that no longer exists. The memory survives because it became attached to a chapter of your life, not just a person. That's why trying to force yourself to stop thinking about them usually doesn't work. The mind holds on to things that feel unfinished. The harder you fight the thought, the more attention you give it. What actually helps is understanding what the person represents. Because once you understand the feeling underneath the memory often loses some of its power. So if there's someone who still lives in your mind years later, ask yourself this. Do you miss the person? Or do you miss what they meant to you? Because those are not always the same thing. And sometimes, the person who stays in your mind forever isn't the one you can't let go of. It's the version of yourself that existed when they were still there. If this video resonated with you, leave a comment and tell me, is there someone you still think about years later? And do you think it's really them or what they represented? And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights into the hidden psychology behind everyday thoughts, emotions, and relationships. I'll see you in the next video.